Chijioke was a gifted blacksmith. His hands worked metal like they were made of fire and purpose. And Adeze, well, she was the village's brightest light. Graceful, smart, and beautiful, with a heart that dreamed of freedom. Chijioke, you always make the best craft. How do you make iron dance with your hands? Adeze said, smiling. Practice, Adeze, and a little bit of heart, Chijioke said, looking at her. He smiled. Adeze approaches the forge, enchanted by his passion. They had always known each other, village friends and childhood companions. But that day, their connection became something deeper, something no amount of tradition could extinguish. Adeze's father, Eze Onyema, was the village elder, the embodiment of tradition, leadership, and ambition. His love for his daughter was strong, but his ambitions were even stronger. And ambitions had already chosen a path for Adeze. Adeze, your future has already been written. Ugochukwu will make a fine husband. His family has proven their loyalty and their wealth. This will strengthen the ties of our village, Eze Onyema said sternly. But I love someone else, father. I cannot marry Ugochukwu. My heart belongs to Chijioke, Adeze said angrily. The air becomes more tense. Eze Onyema slams his hand on the table angrily, saying, "Enough! You will obey tradition or you will dishonor our family. Ugochukwu is a noble match and you will marry him. This is final." Adeze looks at her mother, Nena, who watches her anxiously. Listen to your father, my daughter. Tradition cannot be disrespected, Nena said softly. Adeze could feel her heart being torn between duty and desire. What could she do when her father's word was law? Chijioke could feel himself sinking into his fears, but his heart never wavered. His best friend Amadi stood beside him every step of the way. Chijioke and Amadi are sitting by the small fire at night in the village square, their faces lit by the orange glow of flames. Chi, my man, listen to me. True love is always a fight, but sometimes you've got to trust that your heart knows the way, Amadi said cheerfully. I've tried to stay away, Amadi, but the heart doesn't listen to reason, Joki said, looking at the fire. Amadi looks at his friend and places his hand on his shoulder. Then fight for her, brother. You can't let tradition write your story for you. You are a blacksmith. Forge your own destiny, Amadi said. The village was always alive during celebrations, and the annual festival brought colors, drums, and unity. But it was during this festival that the power struggle came into the open, with Okechukwu at its center. Traditional dancers arrive in drumming circles, vibrant rappers, and men celebrating. Ugochukwu stands in the center, imposing and surrounded by elders. This is the future of Umokwe, With the strength of tradition, we will all prosper, Ugochukwu said proudly. Adeze is in the crowd looking at Chi. Her gaze meets his. Their emotions are clear and the tension is electric. But some promises can't be kept. Love has a way of finding a path through even the hardest walls. There was a dramatic confrontation between Chi Adeze and the elders at the village meeting ground. The village is quiet and Adeze stands with Chi. You honor our ancestors, Adeze. You cannot choose love over duty, Eze Onyema said angrily. She looking at Adeze. I will not give up on her. Not now. Not ever, he said, with his voice steady but respectful. Some say tradition cannot be broken. But what happens when love is the strongest bond of all? Chi and Adeze chose freedom. Did they succeed or did they lose everything? Watch out for part 2.